London is breaking quietly, not with protests or sirens, but with moving vans at dawn and keys dropped through letterboxes for the last time. If you think this is just another rent increase story, stay with me for the next few minutes because what's happening now is different. This isn't about expensive London being expensive again. This is about a snap point, a moment where the system bends too far and the people holding it together start leaving all at once. Before we go any further, if you want clear, calm updates on what's really changing inside London, not headlines, not hype, take a second to like this video and subscribe to Eva London Updates. It helps the channel and it keeps you ahead of the curve. Now let's get into what's really happening. A few years ago, high rent in London was almost a badge of honor. You paid more, but you stayed because the jobs were better, the network was stronger, and the future felt closer. Today, that trade-off is collapsing. Rent is no longer high but manageable. It's unpredictable, aggressive, and detached from wages. People aren't budgeting anymore. They're bracing. Across large parts of London, renters are opening renewal emails that feel less like updates and more like eviction notices. In disguise, £500 more per month, 700 more, sometimes 1,000, no upgrades, no justification. Just a simple message, this is the new number, take it or leave it, and increasingly people are leaving it. The quiet shift is this, the middle class is no longer absorbing the pressure. They're exiting the system, not dramatically, not angrily, methodically. Couples in their early 30s are doing the math and realizing they can rent a full house outside London for less than a one-bedroom flat inside it. Families are realizing that childcare plus rent is consuming more than one entire salary. Professionals with solid incomes are realizing they have no margin left. One emergency, one job loss, one rate hike away from collapse. Landlords will tell you this is just market forces, higher interest rates, higher costs, but that explanation only works if wages rise alongside rent. In London, they aren't. The result is a widening gap that can't be closed with budgeting hacks or side hustles. People aren't cutting back on luxuries anymore. They've already done that. They're cutting back on the city itself. What makes this moment dangerous is speed. This shift didn't happen over a decade. It accelerated in under 2 years. Pandemic era. Freezes ended. Interest rates jumped. Supply tightened. Demand snapped back harder than expected, and the system never recalibrated. It just pushed harder. Estate agents quietly admit that bidding wars are back, but with a twist. It's not young creatives or first-time renters driving them. It's high earners competing for limited stock while everyone else gets priced out instantly. If you're not in the top slice of income, you don't negotiate anymore. You either overpay or you disappear. And disappearing is exactly what many are doing. Outer boroughs that once absorbed spillover pressure are now just as expensive. Zones that were considered up and coming are now simply out of reach. The ladder has lost its middle rungs. This is where the middle class exit matters. London doesn't run on extremes alone. It runs on nurses, engineers, managers, teachers, analysts, designers. When these groups leave, the city doesn't collapse immediately. It hollows out, services strain, commutes break, turnover rises, quality drops, and eventually the top tier feels it too. We're already seeing signs, schools struggling to retain staff, hospitals relying more on agency workers, small businesses losing experienced employees who can't justify the commute or the rent. This isn't theoretical, it's operational stress. Some policymakers argue that building more homes will fix this, but even optimistic projections don't address timing. Housing supply moves slowly, rent pressure is moving now. People make life decisions on current costs, not 5-year plans. By the time new units arrive, the population mix may already have shifted permanently. Another overlooked factor is psychological fatigue. London has always been hard, but it used to feel worth it. Today, many describe a different emotion, resentment, not toward landlords or government alone, but toward the city itself. When effort no longer leads to stability, motivation collapses. People aren't just leaving London, they're mentally checking out months before they go. They stop investing emotionally, they stop planning long-term. They stop caring about neighborhood ties. A city can survive high costs, but it struggles when people stop believing in its future. What replaces them isn't stability. It's churn, shorter tenancies, higher turnover, more transient populations. That creates friction everywhere from local councils to transport systems to community safety. Stability is invisible until it's gone. There's also a quiet wealth filter happening. London is no longer selecting for ambition or skill alone. It's selecting for existing capital, family help, property ownership, external income. That changes the character of the city over time. Opportunity narrows, risk-taking drops, creativity thins out. Some will argue this is just a cycle, that London has always reset itself. That prices will cool, that people will return, maybe. But cycles depend on release valves. Right now, there isn't one. Rents aren't falling fast enough, wages aren't rising fast enough, and policy responses are lagging behind reality. This is why this moment matters. Once a city crosses a certain threshold, behavior changes permanently. People who leave rarely rush back. Employers adapt. By hiring elsewhere, remote work locks in alternatives. The gravitational pull weakens. At Eva London Updates, we track these pressure points not to create panic, but to understand direction. And the direction right now is clear. London is becoming more exclusive, more fragile, and more dependent on a narrower slice of earners to keep it running. If you're still watching, you probably feel this tension already, whether you rent, own, or employ people who do. And this is where your experience matters. Are you seeing friends leave? Are you considering it yourself? Drop a comment and share what's changing around you. These ground-level signals often show reality before official data does. Looking ahead, the risk isn't a dramatic crash. It's a slow lock-in. High rents normalize, exit becomes standard, and London quietly redefines who it's for. By the time the impact is obvious, reversing it becomes far harder. This is why conversations like this matter now, not later. Share this video with someone who's feeling the squeeze or trying to make a decision. And if you want continued, grounded updates on London's real pressures, stay connected with Eva London Updates, because cities don't fail overnight. They fail when too many people decide, one by one, that staying no longer makes sense.